Thank you for coming. Before we start, who has any knowledge of Chinese today? Wow, that's a lot actually. Of a Chinese topolek? Yeah, a few. Okay. So my name is Heng. My full Chinese name is Heng Oung-Heng. So you already have an idea of how Teochew sounds. So we shall start now. Oh, it doesn't work. I do like this. Hello. 我今天爱介您表述我到来介黄安，介是地州话。我在你来参加这届集会嘅时候，正式上网学检好听到人表述嘅语言嘅声，所以我决定用潮州话来做这届演说。不过演说了后，恁嘅好英文问对。Okay, small disclaimer. I'm not a proficient Teochew speaker, but we speak it at home. We are away from from mainland China, so my Teochew might be a little bit different from what you can hear in China. So, 到底嘅地方有人打Teochew话呢？到登山。So here, on what you will see is black. It's what is the same in Mandarin. Blue, it's what is different. And green will be when the grammar is different. 到登山這個地方就是條山。條山地區就是到廣東嘅東部，到福建嘅南邊。These are pictures of the place. This is Shantou. So Shantou is the cultural capital of Teochew. So here, yeah, this is our food, etc. This is my father. You can hear with a cup. 但是到東南亞也好聽到Teochew話，因啲到許個嘅地方嘅Teochew人也無減。嗰是泰國高明、越南、新加坡、馬來西亞及印尼。指出各嘅嘅文化也學在影響到Teochew文化。例如現在到登山正有名嘅Teochew美食之一，就是沙爹、印尼嘅隻飲料。Teochew人無呢打警察。Yata, mata. Mata comes from Malay, to see. Because the police are always having an eye on you. So that's why we say mata. Teochew人咧，人會打行李，人會打夾迫。夾迫 comes from Thai. 普通話嘅芒果是Teochew話嘅蒜。蒜 comes from an Austroasiatic language. So it's xoài, I think in Vietnamese it sounds a little bit the same, and in Cambodian, Khmer, it is said svai. Mang áo anh ti chang chang lang lo Teochew năng to Đông Nam Á giáo khơi cao Mỹ Quốc, Canada, Hoa Quốc, Âu Châu,等等。保利高地個Teochew năng象徵咗家己năng。有一句話打家己人拍死是無相共。我就是法國嘅Teochew人，我來人偷偷到潮汕地區結養普寧及饒平到高明去。I use 高明 is Khmer. You can also say Cambodia, but we say 高明。高明革命時候，我爸母走到泰國。走到泰國嘅南面影去，問後法國政府好人被人框，現在人攏是法國人。我現在來配Teochew話嘅特徵。Oops, sorry. Teochew話是閩南語嘅一樣方言。這個就是打會曉打Teochew話嘅人聽會落啲見福建話。 但是學在嘅字未必樣。韓語方言之當問語嘅會學特別，語言學嘅相聲問語有早到個韓語本起，甲白嘅韓語方言嚟比，就就會甲嘅思慮有少個韓語嘅，白嘅閩南語也是這樣。比如打普通話有學在嘅聲音節嘅詞，就就會咧有學在嘅單音節嘅詞。我之中來可能睇兩個例子。So you can see, in Mandarin we say 眼睛 for the eye, we simply say mak. A lot of words you can see have 字 because in Mandarin they put a lot of 字, but we don't. We can add the 字, like for example, 椅子. Sorry, I have a Taiwanese accent. 椅子. We say 椅. But if you take the equivalent of 字 and you say 椅件, that means a small chair. So you have all these, like for example, a shop is a pole. 这里 is 家, 那里 is here. A house is tool. So the vocabulary is quite different. And also you can see that to enter, 进, we say dip. So it's very old Chinese. 讓詞仔嚟睇條朝會嘅音位。This is a chart of Teochew's consonant. I will do it after. 那是咱嚟比條朝會及普通話，可注意到普通話有關節音條朝會咧噃。條朝會多定有作音，普通話咧噃。條朝會嘅後塞音 ng，可出到字頭。So I can do for you all the consonant from top to bottom, left to right. M is mo. This means it's the character is self-explaining. It means not good. 不好 mo. Bh is a bo. That means 沒有 not have. Then we have p by means the side. P pa, that means this character is also used in Cantonese. It means not have, but in Teochew it means something that is very it's not solid. It can crumble apart. So it's pa. Because the opposite, you have a dot inside that it's die. If you write the same character with a dot inside, it's die. That means solid. Then we have a n. So nang, this means we. We have a t, ta, means to say. The th, t, that means to sew. To sew, like to make clothes. We have s, soy. This is small. Z, which is written with an r. Zu, this is yue, yue hao. Zu hao. Zi, ji, means to broken, to break. Cheng, this doesn't mean a bed, it means a table. Lu, it means you. Ng, so nga means stupid. Gao means someone who behaves good. And then you have ge, ga means to cut. Ke, ka is the foot. And then you have the glottal stop. I say so it's at the start. And h, ho, which means to give. So Teochew way u no ya ngoan im, u chui thao ngoan im, hoa u pi hui ngoan im. Pi hui ngoan im hoặc im si khi to chui khiong ka pi khiong tang si lao chuk. Nang heng zai lai thoi Teochew way gai ngoan im. So here is a chart of Teochew's vowel. On the left is the oral vowel, and on the right is the nasal vowel. So all the vowel can be nasalized. So I go from top to bottom, and then from left to right. I, this one is an allophone of the one above. It only appears after an aspirated K, so k. 就 u, o, 小普通话变音啊，Teochew话字尾可有辅音，但是普通话字尾呢可有拼音呢。Teochew话介字尾咧除了拼音可有塞音。Teochew话字尾可有基础塞音。So we can have an M like in not the neck, sorry. Ng, ang, this is red, and then you have the stop. So up is not released. Up, we don't say up, we say up. It's a box. Ak is to, how to say, gießen, to put water, yeah. And then you have the glottal stop, ah. It means a duck. And I like this sound because it sounds like the sound that the duck makes. So, 大人攞地方有人攞發音唔白樣。例如到Teochew詞Oung-Heng HENG 讀作 Oung， 到結音詞英甲 Eng 無分，人讀作 Eng， 我就是有這個結音嘅口音。Teochew話有8個聲調。比普通話2倍。So if you want to learn, if you already have problems with Mandarin, 到手擺嘅字嘅白字表示聲調嘅後尾，正手擺表示聲調嘅關嘅。5號是上關，1號是上嘅，讀對4聲，甲對8聲嘅字。字尾疊有塞音。So tone 4 and 8, you need a final stop to. So I'm going to pronounce them. First one is flat middle, hung. Second one is high falling, hung. So hung means tobacco. Hung means powder. 3, hong, this means, well, you know, shit. But actually we don't use this word. And then hook, it's to float, but we don't use this one. Hung, this can mean a spirit or a cloud. Hong, that means to get mixed. Hong is a portion, and hook can mean the Buddha or a stone, like in the stone in a fruit. So you can see that Teochew does not only rely on tone contour, but also on tone height. We have 3 different heights, 3 different flat tones. We have hung, hung, hung. So it's like kind of singing in Teochew. 但是冇打對4聲甲對8聲變音 because actually when you look at 4 and 1, they are at the same level, but you cannot say that it's the same tone. I will explain later. 也冇打對8聲甲對5聲變音 because tone 5 and 8 have the same height as well, but now I explain why. 理由是因啲Teochew話有變調，變調是乜解？那是這個字，這個單字讀嘅時候，甲到sorry，那是這個字單字讀嘅時候，甲到別個字字仔讀嘅時候，聲調唔變音，這個就是叫變調。例如，那是普通話嘅第三調到別個第三調字仔， 就变成代字声。For example, 你好 becomes 你好 This is tone sandhi. 第二位咧，除了代 X 聲甲代七聲，攏愛變，無你後擺家字家聲調。第二位家變調是隻聲。I will do it. So one doesn't change. O means black. So to means short. To. Soy means small. Soy. Big means when your skin is too dry and it cracks. So big. So you can see that 1 and 4 has the same height, but one doesn't undergo tone sandhi, but tone 4 does. So that's why we cannot mix both tones. So tone 5, ang. This means red. 6, tuan, lazy. Tuan. 7, tua means big. And 8, pet. This means white. So you can also see that tone 4 and tone 8 changes. They swap. So when you talk, you have to be very careful of it. 第二種為人攞字學有夠三樣發音嘅叫做蒙讀音、白讀音、及空讀音。這個唔是當人念字嘅時候字攏用這個蒙讀音，也唔是當人口語時候用到白讀音。讀蒙讀音也是白讀音迭代情況。例如 this character for to learn 這個字可讀作黑，這是蒙讀音，也可讀作白讀音。用到名詞當常在用蒙讀音。For example, 學校、大學、小學等等。小學 can also be pronounced 數學。用做動詞嘅時候，迭讀白讀音。For example, 人想念學語言，學唔捌會。若是用這個字來代白嘅無字嘅詞，也是過複雜嘅字，發音就叫做空讀音。例如人，本發音是人，不過代 this character，時候讀作人。So we say 等人 with this means Chinese 中國人，但是迭打公正。我有學在嘅組隊人學會，真可惜，時間較多，我迭到這格數。But before, if you want, doesn't show quite well. Whoa. If you want to learn Teochew, there are websites. I just found out yesterday. So there's the Teochew store. I checked. They have a lot of material, not only to learn, but also to learn the language, but also to learn Teochew's culture. So they have cooking books as well, books about the tea, because we have a culture of tea. When you invite someone to your house, you need to give them gong gang hu te, gong fu cha. So, and if you invite someone to your house the first time, you will have to serve them something very special. It's duck egg, which is tinted in red, but in a sweet soup. So, and these are two dictionaries. I have them here if you want to, I have them today. So if you want to look at them, just tell me. So, 感謝您嘅關注，若是有問題，您可自在來問。
So the first question, does the Chinese government support local minority languages, or do they try to create a linguistically less diverse China?
I'm not from China, so I don't really know. Shan told me yesterday that although the Chinese government has created some ways to write down some languages that didn't have their own writing system before. Actually, it was done in the past. Correct me if I'm wrong, but actually, it's not really implemented in the places where the minority languages are spoken. They do have materials, but they don't use it. As for Teochew, it's different. Teochew is not considered a minority language because it's, according to the Chinese government, is a dialect of Chinese. So all dialect of Chinese are not supported. So they, according to the government, I guess we should all speak Mandarin. But you can still speak your own dialect at home or on the street. Actually, if you go to Shantou, many people still speak Teochew on the street.
What are the cultural differences between Teochew culture and the main Chinese culture, if there's a difference at all?
It depends what you mean by main Chinese culture. I guess it's Mandarin culture. So I'm not Chinese, so I don't know how the Chaozhou cultures of today. My family left China before the revolution, so our culture is very, very traditional. But what I can say is, for example, the Teochew opera is very unique. It has kept the characteristics of the Tang Dynasty's era. So Teochew opera is very different from Beijing opera. And for example, in Teochew opera, the main character most of the time is a woman, because they plays a big role in our society, in our culture. And it's you always have to make it funny. Chinese opera is always like a comedy. Teochew opera. And I know that the Teochew mother are very known across China to be the true tiger moms. What? What? No. Qualité en femme, no. That's Cambodian. Yeah. No.
Does the tone sandhi occur only between characters in compound words or everywhere in a sentence?
This is very difficult to... It appears in compound words, but also across words, especially between the verb and the object. So the verb, most of the time, undergoes tone sandhi. But for example, in some contexts, like I guess between a pronoun and the possessive marker, it is sometimes used, especially when you read a text. But most of the time when we speak, we don't make tone sandhi.
How hard is it to learn if you're fluent in Mandarin?
First is that, maybe it's still hard because the vocabulary is very different. It's not like a Mandarin speaker learning Cantonese, because between Cantonese and Mandarin, they have more similarities in vocabulary and also in grammar. So, because if you draw a chart of the history of the Chinese languages, many people believe that all the Min varieties split from Old Chinese way before the Mandarin split from Cantonese, from Shanghainese, and etc. So our vocabulary is very unique. And of course, because of tone sandhi, I think a Mandarin speaker will have a very tough time to learn Chaozhou Hua.
That's a good, honest answer. Is it common for Teochew speakers in the diaspora to speak other non-Mandarin Chinese varieties like Cantonese or Hokkien?
It is very, very common. Teochew, everywhere we go, actually we are not the majority of the Chinese, within the Chinese diaspora. We are not the majority most of the time. Maybe in Paris we are more than anywhere else, but I'm not sure. So many of us Teochew ends up speaking also Cantonese. Hokkien is different because we understand a little bit, they understand us a little bit, so we don't really need to speak Hokkien. But actually, in the diaspora, Hokkien has influenced Teochew a little bit. For example, the word for a girl in Teochew should be zi and in Hokkien is zabo. And actually, in my family, we don't say zi we say zabo.
There's one question in Chinese I'm not going to try.
Huang So the word is, sorry, I will, okay. 请再给我们听一下方言怎么发音。黄安 So please say again 方言 So I 黄安 So how is it? I do have a list of vocabulary after my slides. If you want to, do we have still a few?
We've got another 15 minutes.
Okay. Do we have more questions?
Yeah, 2 more questions.
Okay, so we do the questions and then we can look at the vocabulary.
Okay. Is the phenomenon of having different character readings for colloquial and formal purposes common in Mandarin and other topolects as well?
I don't think that Mandarin has a lot of that. Cantonese does. Hokkien does. Most of the southern Chinese dialects do have these differences between literary pronunciation and the colloquial pronunciation.
And the last question links with your vocab slides, I think. In your presentation description, you talked about some comparisons with Korean and Japanese.
Yeah.
And so someone was asking if you have any information about that.
So I do say that because when I suggested my talk, I was thinking about doing some things like that. Unfortunately, at work it was quite difficult this past day, so I didn't have time to work on it. But I do have some example. But does anyone speak Korean here? Yeah. If I say 학생, do you understand? Yeah. Because 학생 means student, and in Korean is 학생.
So. And also mathematics, you said earlier?
Yeah, 수학 is the same. I have some words too. I think I have 2 more words. Wait. Oh yeah. 时间, the time. It's 時間 in Teochew, so 時間 in Korean. Sports, 運動, 운동. And 白色, white, 白色. Sounds a little bit. I didn't have time to look at Japanese, but for example, the word for the earth in Japanese is chikyu. We say tikyu, and actually it's very close because although in Chinese it's a ch, chi, in the past it was a t, so tikyu. Most of the time, Teochew and like Cantonese pronunciation are closer to Korean ones and also Japanese ones because we retain the final stop, whereas Mandarin has lost all of them except the nasal one. So if you want to see some more vocabulary, we can do the pronouns because they are different. Well, some of them are different. So I is the same for, as in the Mandarin, it's 我, ni, so it's you. Actually, it's the same, but the character we use is different. So we rather use the first one, the 3 dots of water with woman, and not the second one. It's traditionally like this. For he is ta, so no, it's not ta, it's e. So I guess in Shanghainese they also use e. 我们 actually this is more like 咱们, so it's the inclusive we. We say nang, and if it's an exclusive we say wang. But in my family we only say nang because we always include people. 你们 is ning, and 他们 some people say ing, but I never heard it. Most of the people say inang. So then you have a list of verb and the negation, because the negation in Chaozhou is not bu, is simply like in Cantonese. To be or it is si, and if you want to negate it, you can say si, but most of the people will say mi. So we merged the pronunciation, like. To want is I, but not to want is my. To be afraid is ui. And when you say don't be afraid, you say mui. But you can also say I'm fed up with it, so it's ui. But in this moment, for this word, if you want to negate it, you cannot say mui. You have to say ui or bo ui. You have also I don't need it, or no, you don't need to do something, like miang, le miang zao ji gai. And if you don't know how to do something, say boy da, boy hiao zhou. Other vocabulary, for example, the verb like to see is the same as in Cantonese. Tai in Cantonese we say toi. To must do something. We say 掉, 绿掉, 照地改. It's very different. So to eat and to drink is most of the time we use the same verb, 接, but you can also say 啉酒, to drink alcohol. Boy or man is very typical of Min, I guess, because we say 大包, nothing to do with Mandarin. For girls, I said to earlier, 杂包 or 子妞. So for mom, we say ma, but for grandma, we say ma. It's the same character, just change the tone. So if you don't master it, you will be calling your grandmother instead of your mother. But for the mother, you also have I. I is a very traditional way to say mother. So it's ama is a grandmother, akong is grandfather, and I don't know why we have a special combination. If you want to say your mother, we very seldom say le ma, like you mother. It should be le ma, but actually we say nia ma or nia ai, and to say your father is nia pe. Here are the numerals. You know that in Mandarin we have liang. You have to distinguish both. In Teochew we do have two also, no and di, but we also have it for one. One is ek when you count, and above 10. And when you just want to say there's a single thing, you have to say zek. So zek kai. 1, 一个. For 20, we have a single word, is diap. For 30, is sab. So you can say di zap and sa zap, but when you talk fast, you will say diap, sab. I put the animals because they sound like for example, niu, the ox. We say gu. I think, for me, it sounds more like the sounds that the ox made. So that's why, like also for the horse, it's not ma, it's bear. Like a horse doing bear. Like, for a cat is not mao. Mao is close enough to what the cat does, but we say meow. So I talk about the duck, and we have very special word like for how do you say a frog. I should know that. I'm French. Qinghua, we say 嘴盖, so it's if you translate word by word for those who doesn't know, for those who don't know English, it means water rooster. Like this is a toad, hama. It's very strange because it sounds like in French, capot. In French we say crapaud. We have this is a crocodile. For the butterfly, we say 尾叶. For the dragonflies, 双妹 and not 蜻蜓. And the next one is a cockroach. You say 嘎作. You see, you can see the character. They look like two cockroaches, one close to another. And then for the snail, 长老. And then if you want to talk about time, we have different vocabulary as well, especially how you say the time. When it's 1 o'clock, you say 10 点. So it's like in Mandarin, it's like 1点. But when it's 1 o'clock and 5 minutes, we say 10點 10字 or 10點得 Why we use the word 1? Because when it's 1 o'clock 5 minutes, the big hand points towards 1. So we say 10點得 If it's 15, we would say 得 sa. Sa is 3. Today, tomorrow, yesterday. It's more like in Japanese, in Cantonese. So we don't say tian, we say zhi. So kim zek, ma zek, or muan zek, za zek. To say in the morning, we say meng ki za. Meng means to sleep, and ki to wake up. So you were sleeping, and then you wake up. It's the morning, meng ki. You can say also ma za, me za. For noon, we say zek dao tao. Afternoons, gua tao. Evening is me heng, so it's before you go to sleep. Me means the night. Heng means how to say when the sun sets. So crépuscule in French. And when it's during the night, we say me gua. And talking about people like the Europeans, we don't say they are white people. We say people with red hair, ang mo. For the black people, the character for black is not the same. We never use hek. If I read the Mandarin vocabulary in Teochew, would be hek nang, but we never say that. We say o nang. We use the character for a crow to mean black. And again, Chinese, we say deng nang. We can say dong kok nang, but most of the time we say deng nang, and because we see ourselves not as Han Ren, but as Tang Ren, different dynasty. And for China, you can say Deng Suan, so it's Tang Shan. It's a very old way of saying China. And for the people, for the natives of a place, for example, because Teochew people migrated in many Southeast Asian countries, we call the natives Huangkia. So when you talk to a Teochew person and you hear him saying Huangkia, you have to know where he's from to know what nationality he's meaning. Because for me, Huangkia is a Cambodian. If I were a Malaysian, I would say Huangkia, it's a Malay. And if I were coming from Vietnam, if I say Hoang Kia, it would be a Vietnamese. So it depends on where you come from. So you have other like Teng Jia for family, Ang for the husband, Bo for the wife. And for children, no kia. And for the daughter, we have zao kia because it's the child that will leave the home. That's why you say zao kia. For the boy, say tao kia. I never use it. Maybe because I don't have any kids, but I had never heard it used. And for people who are the young people, like 年轻人, we say 好生kia because they were born after. So that's it.
We've got 2 minutes for one last question that just came in. It's a very appropriate question. What's Teochew food like?
Teochew food is quite well known in China. It belongs to, they say, 粤菜, but actually it's very different from Cantonese food. Teochew food, one of the principles is to keep the flavor of the ingredient. So you will have very few spices, and you will have many things that are steamed. So we try to keep the flavor. And there's one recipe which is known as the 8th treasure of Chaozhou. And it's, this recipe is not vegetarian because the person who invented it cheated. The stories goes that people were invited to create a vegetarian dish. But, you know, Chinese, we love our pork, meat, chicken, soup, etc. So he was thinking, oh, how can I do to give the meaty flavor to vegetables? And the person came up with the idea to soak a cloth in pork broth for a whole night and use it the second day for his dish. And this is, and then when he was cooking his vegetable, he used this cloth that gave to the vegetable a meaty flavor, and he won. But actually, he cheated. So this is to illustrate that we tend not to use that much spice in our original Teochew food. But the Teochew food of the diaspora is more diverse, and we use a lot of spice because people are from Indonesia, so we use satay. People come from Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam. So we, in my family, for example, for a long time, I didn't know which dish was Vietnamese, which dish was Teochew, which one was Cambodian. Because Teochew people try to incorporate the cultural, the culinary influence of the people the place where they live, actually.
Thank you very much.